Mac and cheese on Thanksgiving is just like wings on Super Bowl Sunday. They go perfectly hand in hand. When you involve good vibes, good company, and even better food, it's definitely one of the best times of year. So in today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to make the perfect Thanksgiving mac and cheese. Because Thanksgiving will never be the same after you make mac and cheese like this. Hey, what's up? My name is Chase Andy and welcome to the channel. If you don't know, I'm on a mission to see the world and experience every possible cuisine along the way. I love food, I love to cook, and the art of it. So follow me on my journey of seeing the world and tasting all the many different flavors and foods it has to offer. So subscribe because we're going to make plenty of memories on this blissful ride. Mac and cheese is a southern delicacy that's been around for decades and is arguably one of the best comfort foods in the South. There are many different ways that you can make the dish and cook the dish, like strictly on the stovetop, which we're not doing, and the right way, which is baking the mac and cheese and having it finish off with a nice broiled finish so that it has a crust on top of the mac and cheese. To start off, you want to bring a pot of water to a rolling boil. To do this, add about 5 to 6 cups of water to a pot and heavily salt your water. In this recipe, we want to find the medium between a cheesy and flavorful mac and cheese. To do this, we have to make sure that we season our bechamel / roux and our pasta heavily so that we can find the perfect medium. Once your water has reached a rolling boil, place your pasta in the pot and follow the instructions on the bag for the perfect al dente pasta. For this recipe, you're more than welcome to switch out your pasta for different styles. I recommend penne, ziti, farfalle, and I've even had mac and cheese from restaurant that use gemelli. So you're more than welcome to get creative on what you use. Once those have reached al dente, strain your noodles and quickly blanch them in water, as we don't want the noodles to continue cooking from the heat. Strain your noodles again and place them in a separate bowl and season with salt, pepper, garlic powder, and onion powder. Mix them together and set them aside on top of the stove or really anywhere that can rest peacefully. Lastly, for the prep, we're going to work on our bechamel / roux. Place a pot on medium heat and add a half a stick of unsalted butter to the pot. Let the butter melt and slightly bubble, and then we're going to add our flour. Add about 2 to 3 tablespoons of flour and consistently whisk them together. This is our bechamel / roux. The reason you're mixing them consistently is so that 1, it doesn't burn, and 2, you want to make sure that the flour, raw flour taste is cooked off in the bechamel. This will give us a lot of our flavor profile for the roux, so make sure that you don't skip this step. You want to continue to cook this off until the sauce goes from a white color to a light brown. The color change will give us some of our flavor profiles for the sauce, so you want to ensure that, once again, you don't skip this step. After we reach the desired color, you're going to season it with salt, pepper, garlic, and a pinch of nutmeg. Yes, I did say nutmeg. Then you're going to slowly incorporate your milk. We want to ensure we don't place all of our milk into the bechamel at once, as it's better to do it slowly.
To the pot, you're going to add about 1/5 of a cup of milk every few minutes to the pot, ensuring you're consistently stirring the bechamel and continue to incorporate the milk until there is none left. After you've done that, you want to place the pot on a medium-high heat until it begins to boil slightly, and then on simmer so the sauce can reduce after it boils. This will make sure that it thickens up and it gives us a nice, creamy, thick roux to begin our mac and cheese with. This should take about 3 to 5 minutes. After that, turn off the heat and let it cool so we can add our cheese. Once cool or to warm temperature, add about 2 to 3 tablespoons of sour cream and let it mix in. Next, add in 1/4 pound of fresh shredded medium cheddar and stir until incorporated. Add in 1/4 pound of fresh shredded Parmesan Reggiano and stir until incorporated. Next, add in another 1/4 pound of freshly shredded smoked Gouda. And finally, add in 1/4 pound of freshly shredded Mozzarella Cheese. Once you've added your cheese, it is now time to assemble the mac and cheese. To a baking dish or whatever you're going to use to plate the mac and cheese, combine the bechamel you just made and your pasta from earlier in the bowl. Then place enough combined bechamel and pasta to fill your baking dish or whatever you're using halfway, and then smooth it out. You're going to top this layer with the combined assortment of cheeses you had earlier to ensure the center is warm and cheesy and can give you a cheese pull to impress whoever you're making the dish for. After you've done that, you're going to layer it again with your combined bechamel and pasta and leave just a tad bit of room on top for one more layer of cheese. But before you lay that cheese on the mac and cheese, I got one more thing I want to show you that can take your dish from just a standard dish to maybe just a little bit over the top to make you or whoever you're making the dish for a little bit better. Finally, chop a handful of fresh parsley and mix it in with your last bit of freshly shredded cheeses. Then season that same cheese with a little bit of paprika, and then place the layer of cheese over your unbaked macaroni and cheese. This will bring out a tad bit more color when broiled and give you the perfect garnish from the parsley. To a preheated oven of 375 degrees, you're going to wrap the top of the dish in aluminum foil and add this to the oven for about 20 to 25 minutes or until fully cooked. Once you take it out, let it rest for 2 to 3 minutes and then turn on your broiler and place it back in the oven until you have the perfect golden brown crust. Once you take it out, let it cool for about 10 to 15 minutes or until your tongue can handle the heat. Pause. If you wait a little longer for the mac and cheese to cool, you'll have a more thick mac and cheese, and it won't just be flavorful, wet, and soggy. The more you wait, the more it solidifies, the more it becomes more of a solid. So that way you can have mac and cheese that's all the way good through and through. And just like that, you've made the perfect mac and cheese for Thanksgiving. This mac and cheese is sure to impress your friends, your family, or whoever else who might be having a dish with you this holiday season. It's simple and delicious, and I promise after your first bite, you might just want to go back and get a handful or a plateful. But yeah, don't do that. You're definitely gonna have a problem on your hands if you do just that. Until next time, enjoy your dinner and happy holidays from Chase Andy.